Have you ever wondered about the land reform laws in the Indian Constitution and their impact on social justice and economic development? Well, these laws enshrined in Schedule 9 of the Constitution were designed with a very specific purpose: to bring about agrarian reforms. They aimed to redistribute land from large landowners to landless farmers or tenants, thereby ensuring a fairer distribution of land resources. The goal was not just to promote agricultural productivity, but also to advance social justice. What's notable is that these laws were given a unique protection under the Constitution. Schedule 9 provides them immunity from judicial review, meaning they cannot be challenged in courts for violating fundamental rights. This shield was put in place to ensure that these laws could be effectively implemented, unhindered by legal challenges. Now, you might be wondering about the specifics of these laws and how they have been implemented over time. Let's delve deeper into the chronological order of these laws and their implications. The story of land reforms in India begins with the inception of the Indian Constitution. The Constitution, in its original form, didn't directly address land reforms. However, it empowered the state governments to enact laws to implement agrarian reforms. This was a bold move given the socio-economic landscape of the time. Land ownership was highly skewed, with large tracts of productive land in the hands of a few intermediaries like zamindars or landlords. These intermediaries were often disconnected from the agricultural activities, merely collecting rent from the landless farmers or tenants. The state governments, recognizing the need for a fairer distribution of land resources, began formulating laws to rectify this imbalance. These laws aimed at promoting agricultural productivity, social justice, and economic development in rural areas. The stage was set for a large-scale transformation of the rural agrarian structure. Now that we've covered the inception, let's move on to the key provisions of these laws. The land reform laws encapsulate several key provisions, each designed with a specific purpose. Let's delve into them one by one. First, there's the abolition of intermediaries. This provision was enacted to eliminate the layers of landlords, often known as zamindars, who owned vast expanses of land, but had little to no involvement in the agricultural activities. These intermediaries would collect rent from tenant farmers, reaping the benefits without putting in the sweat and toil. The abolition of intermediaries redirected the profits from the land back to those who worked it, fostering a more equitable system. Next, we have tenancy reforms. These laws were designed to safeguard the rights of tenant farmers, providing them with security of tenure and fair rents. It also put in place measures to protect their rights in case of eviction. This ensured that tenant farmers weren't left at the mercy of landlords and could continue their livelihood without fear of sudden and unjust displacement. The ceiling on land holdings was another significant provision. This law imposed a limit on the maximum amount of agricultural land an individual or family could own. Any surplus land would be redistributed to landless farmers. This provision aimed to prevent the concentration of land resources in the hands of a few and promote a more equitable distribution of land. Land consolidation was another vital measure. This provision aimed to combine fragmented land holdings into larger, more efficient units. It helped to increase agricultural productivity by making farming operations more efficient and reducing the wastage of resources. Finally, there were laws regulating agricultural land use. These regulations were put in place to prevent the diversion of agricultural land for non-agricultural purposes and promote sustainable farming practices. It aimed to ensure that the agricultural land was used responsibly and sustainably, benefiting both the current and future generations. These provisions, while varied, all aim to promote social justice and economic development. They are the pillars of the land reform laws, each serving a unique purpose in transforming the landscape of rural India and empowering its farmers. Land reform laws in India have played a significant role in shaping the nation's agricultural landscape. By abolishing intermediaries, these laws have directly connected farmers with the land, eliminating unnecessary layers that often exploited the agricultural workforce. Tenancy reforms provided security, fair rents, and rights to tenant farmers, ensuring their livelihoods weren't at the mercy of landlords. States also set ceilings on landholdings, a move that redistributed land resources more equitably, providing opportunities for landless farmers. land consolidation and the regulation of agricultural land use have further increased farming efficiency and promoted sustainable practices. Through these measures, enshrined in Schedule 9, land reform laws have advanced the twin goals of social justice and economic development. They've helped to level the playing field, promote productivity, and ensure the sustainable use of land resources. Remember, these laws are not just about land, but about ensuring fairness and progress in one of India's most vital sectors, agriculture.